For many years, Malaysian football supporters were known as some of the most vocal critics of Indonesia's national team naturalization program.
Abang-abang yang main kelayakan Piala Dunia, tutorial gol ada di sini ya. Jangan di FIFA. Ampun bang, ampun bang, ampun bang. Uang kosong, dua-dua gol dijaringkan oleh pemain warisan baru. Pak, bang, oh abang, pemain warisan kami bisa gol bang.
Bukan anak kosong ya, maaf ya.
Tiga kosong. Abang-abang yang main kelayakan Piala Dunia, tutorial gol ada di sini ya. Jangan di FIFA. Ampun bang, ampun.
Indonesia was often labeled as slow, complicated, and overly bureaucratic. The Garuda squad's naturalization process was mocked as a political project rather than a genuine football strategy. In fact, Indonesia was frequently ridiculed as a country that had run out of local talent. Ironically, today the global football community is turning its attention to Malaysia not as a success story, but as a shocking example of failure in modern naturalization programs. So, what actually happened? In recent years, the Football Association of Malaysia has aggressively pursued the naturalization of foreign-born and heritage players. The objective was clear: instant success, rapid improvement, and the ambition to rival Vietnam, Thailand, and of course, Indonesia. Unfortunately, what was promoted as a shortcut to glory has instead turned into a massive boomerang. International and regional media have begun asking a serious question. Are Malaysia's naturalized players truly eligible under lineage claims and FIFA regulations? The controversy intensified after Malaysia's national team failed to show significant improvement despite being filled with naturalized players. Even worse, several names have been openly questioned, not only by foreign media, but also by Southeast Asian football observers and fans. The first name frequently highlighted is a Latin American-born player claimed to have Malaysian ancestry. However, the supporting genealogical documents have never been transparently presented to the public. Criticism came from multiple directions. Vietnamese and Thai media, as well as independent European analysts, questioned the validity of the player's lineage claims. The second case involves a player who previously had no recorded genealogical connection to Malaysia, yet suddenly emerged as a Malaysian citizen within a relatively short period. This unusually fast process raised serious suspicion, especially at a time when FIFA is tightening its verification procedures for naturalized players. The third, fourth, and fifth names soon followed under similar scrutiny, not because of their footballing quality, but because their origins were never clearly or publicly explained. This is where the contrast with Indonesia becomes evident. Indonesia, despite being mocked for its slow process, has consistently followed a lengthy legal pathway: lineage verification, civil documentation, parliamentary approval, and final presidential endorsement. The process may not be popular, but it is legally difficult to dispute.
Iya, untuk dari sisi naturalisasi, mungkin ini salah satu pencapaian terbaik yang pernah kita dapatkan, paling enggak kalau kita lihat dari pencapaian timnas di kualifikasi Piala Dunia. Mengingat terakhir itu kita semua sampai di babak kedua, kita berada di bawah Saudi Arabia, Filipina, Malaysia, kita hanya jadi juru kunci dengan poin 1. Tapi alhamdulillah hari ini kita sudah ada di babak ketiga.
Bahwa mereka adalah keturunan-keturunan juga dari Indonesia, dan dengan kebiasaan-kebiasaan mungkin masih ada di negara asalnya, namun harapan kami bahwa mereka bisa juga benar-benar menjadi Indonesia sebagaimana banyak harapan dari masyarakat kita.
So I was born in Holland, Belanda, but my grandparents they were born here in Jakarta. My grandpa was born in Semarang, and they lived here for quite some time, more than 20 years.
Short-term results were prioritized over administrative caution, and now the consequences are beginning to surface. Regional media have started using strong terms such as instant naturalization, failed project, and even the worst example of naturalization in Southeast Asia. Adding fuel to the fire, FIFA is reportedly tightening audits of naturalized player documentation across multiple countries, including in Asia. If administrative violations are confirmed, the consequences could be severe. Revocation of player eligibility, annulment of match results, and sanctions against the national federation. This is the nightmare currently haunting Malaysian football. Meanwhile, football fans are recalling how Malaysian supporters once loudly mocked Indonesia. Indonesia's naturalization program was dismissed as a joke. Indonesian players were labeled as not truly local. But today, the situation has completely reversed. Indonesia is now receiving international praise for regulatory discipline and improved on-field performance. Its naturalized players are not only legally eligible, but also genuinely impactful. Malaysia, however, remains trapped by one fundamental question: who exactly are these players? This failure is not merely about wins or losses. It is about federation credibility, public trust, and Malaysia's football image on the global stage. Some analysts even suggest that if this issue results in FIFA sanctions, Malaysia could go down in history as one of the worst naturalization cases in world football, at least within the past decade. Naturalization should be a long-term development strategy, not a shortcut to rankings and trophies. Indonesia chose the slow and painful path. Malaysia chose speed and now is paying a heavy price. So, the question remains: will the Malaysian Federation dare to open its data transparently? Or will this case become a bitter lesson remembered for years to come? One thing is certain: the balance of power in Southeast Asian football is shifting, and this time, Indonesia is no longer the target of ridicule. Quite the opposite. Do you think FIFA sanctions would be justified to prevent any country from damaging the spirit of football fair play just to chase FIFA rankings? Share your opinion in the comments.